Alright, so in this session we are going to look into OSPF router ID related issues. So we are going to use this topology to see if same router ID is being seen in OSPF, what type of issues we are facing. So that's what we are going to look into this in the session, and I'm going to use this topology to explain what is what. Okay, alright, so we are going to see about three kinds of setup. First thing is this one, that is OSPF neighbor. OSPF neighbor with same router ID. That's what we are going to look into it. OSPF neighbor with the same router ID. Next is OSPF with the same router ID within the area but not with the neighbors and with different areas. So that's what we are going to look into. So let's first start with the neighbor with the same router ID. Okay. So this first let me show you about the IP address configurations. Show IP interface brief. Show IP protocols. Alright. So this is what I'm going to check as of now in all the 4 routers, whether any protocols has been running and all the IP addresses been pre-configured to make sure there should not be any issues in basic settings. First we just check that and then we proceed with the configuration part. Alright. So now all the routers has been pre-configured with the IP address and there is no protocol that has been running. I'm going to configure the routing protocol OSPF as per the topology for the area 0 and area 1 for all the routers. Okay. So now for R1 and R4, I'm going to configure all the routes for the area 0. Since it has only one area, for R1 and R4, I'm going to use the area 0 to advertise all the prefixes. For R4, I'm going to advertise all the prefixes in area 1. For R2 alone, I'm going to use a particular prefix for particular area. So that's what I'm going to do it now. That's it. Right, so all the routing protocol related configuration has been completed. The next step is to check the reachability and to confirm whether the reachability bit of the loopback interfaces are there. Okay. So from R1, I need to check about R4 and R3 loopback IPs. There are some issues. One second. Okay. So it shows that 23.0. I'll check it from here. Alright, so this is the issue. Area 1. Now hope the issue might be resolved. Yeah, now it's done. Now let's check the reachability. In order to reach R4 and so that might not be the issue to reach R4. Okay, so what I have done over here, I think so I have done the configuration of R3 and R4 in a reverse way. I hope that's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem over here. So router OSPF1. No, I want to remove this entire network over here and 0. That's it. Now it will be reachable. It has to reachable now. It has to be reachable. Let's wait for check the reachability. Yeah, it's full. It has to come. Yeah, now it's reachable. Okay, so now the 4.4.4.4 that is within the area it's reachable. Let's check for the other area. That's also reachable. So there's no issue in terms of reachability. Alright. Show IP interface brief. Show IP OSPF neighbor. Okay. So the next step what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the router ID of R2 to 1.1.1.1, which is the router ID of R1. First confirm the router ID of R1. Show IP protocols. Since it is running only one protocol, I can filter it with ID. It's 1.1.1.1. The same thing I'm going to do it over here. It's 2.2.2.2. Now I'm going to change the router ID of 2.2.2.2 the router ID of R1. So it's saying as we need to clear the IP OSPF process in order to take this effect. Clear IP OSPF process. Yes. It will lose the neighborship and again it will try to form a neighborship. You can see here it is getting a duplicate router ID of 1.1.1.1 from this interface. What's this interface? This is the interface that is being connected to R1. Okay, so you could able to see the same console message syslog error over here. So what I'm going to do is first we need to check what are the issues that we are facing. Show IP OSPF neighbor. It's going to the time is going to expire. It's 3, 2, 1. I think so. It will down. Yeah, you can able to see the fast Ethernet 0/0 full to down. Now it's lost a reachability. Sorry, neighborship. There's no neighborship. If the router ID of OSPF is same between the neighbors, it will not form a neighborship. The neighborship will be down. Okay, so that's what I have mentioned here. No neighborship if OSPF neighbor with the same router ID. Okay, so this is the first thing we need to be noted. Now I'm going to remove the router ID. Router OSPF1. No router ID. To clear IP OSPF process. Okay, so next thing is that we are going to configure the same router ID within the area but not between the neighbors. So here in this scenario we can make a same router ID configuration between R1 and R4. R1, R4 both are in the same area, but they are not directly connected neighbors. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do it now. Let's check whether it has formed a neighborship. Show IP OSPF neighbor. Okay, all the three things have become a neighborship. Now going to change the router ID of R4. Before changing that, we can make sure what is the ID. Okay, we also confirmed that 4.4.4.4 is reachable. Alright, so router OSPF1, it's router ID 1.1.1.1 do clear IP OSPF process. Okay, so now we need to check it from here. Now I'm going to ping 4.4.4.4. The 4.4.4.4 is not reachable. At the same time, you can also see one log message over here for the duplicate router ID information will be displayed in the console message. Let's wait for a couple of seconds. But 3.3.3.3 will be reachable, but only the 4.4.4.4 will not be reachable. We need to make sure. Okay, it has to display a console message. Show IP protocols ID. Sorry, it will show over here. 1 second. Show IP protocols ID. Okay. Show IP protocols ID. Okay, so it has to show a log message. 1 second. Whether it is being displayed already, no. So it will be here. Show IP route 1.1.1.1. Yeah, we got a error message. Okay, so it shows as duplicate router ID. That is, it is been seeing a duplicate router ID within the area 0 itself, 1.1.1.1. At the same time, you can also see the same information over here. So it is getting the router ID from here. So this is what the information is about. We could not able to reach 4.4.4.4 due to the same router ID information. So it says that I can able to see the duplicate router ID within the area 0, so I don't know how to reach it. The reason is the OSPF database will be the same for all the routers within the same area. If the routers within the area have the same router ID, they are unable to identify each other. There may be some issues. So that's the reason it's not reachable. But the logs, the issue will be between the configure routers, that is R1 and R4. These two are only the identical routers for 1.1.1.1. The issue is only between them, not with R2. We can check with R2, show IP OSPF neighbor. It will form a neighborship with both of them with two different IP address and two different interfaces. You can also able to reach them over here. There will be no issues in that. So only the routers that is being configured with the same router ID will have issues. Okay, so this is what we need to identify. Prefixes are not reachable between them, between the routers with the same router ID. Okay, alright. So this is the second thing that we need to check it. The next thing we are going to check about the same OSPF router ID. That is the same router ID for the OSPF, but between the different areas, but with the different areas. Here I'm going to configure between R1 and R3. but they should not be the neighbors over here. If they are neighbors, they will not form a neighborship. That should be the high priority over here. So now I'm going to configure between R1 and R3. Before that, we remove the router ID issues over here. Router OSPF1, no router ID. Once it is done, I hope we can able to reach 4.4.4.4. It has to reach. First, it needs to form a neighborship. We need to wait for a couple of seconds to form a neighborship. Then we can try. I think so. Okay. Let's wait for the neighborship to form. It's in start state. It needs to come to full. Yeah, now it's done. Now if we try. Okay. Why still it's not reach? Yeah, now it's reachable. Okay. So now the router configuration is fine. It's come to the normal configuration part. The next thing now we are going to change the router ID of R3. Okay. So before that, show IP OSPF neighbor. Okay. Show IP protocols. We need to confirm the protocol ID. Okay. Router OSPF1, router ID 1.1.1.1. We confirm once again that we can able to reach this information. Okay. And as well as from here, 3.3.3.3. Sorry. Right. Okay. Do clear IP OSPF OSPF process. Okay. Now everything's fine. Now, whether it is from the neighborship, we will confirm it once. Show IP OSPF neighbor. This will get expired within 15 to 20 seconds. In 20 seconds, it will get expired. The other three information will be stable. Okay. So now we are going to try to reach 3.3.3.3 from R1, because the R1 and R3 are having a same router ID. Okay, but the router IDs are with different areas. If I try to reach, I can able to reach. Now let me try from R4. I can able to reach. Okay, there is no issue in reaching the information from different areas, even if the router IDs are same. So there will be no issues over here, no issue in reachability. Okay, so let me give you an overall summarization of that. If you found the router ID seems to be the same for OSPF, for the neighbor, if you are having a neighborship with the same router ID, the neighborship will not be formed. Neighborship will not be formed for same router ID. Second thing, if you are seeing a same router ID within the area, the prefixes will not be shared between those two routers. Third thing, if you see the same router ID in OSPF between two different areas, there will be no issues in reachability. The reason there is no issues is that the OSPF has a database that will be maintained only within the area. If it is from different area, it ceases to be as a different information. So that's the reason there is no issue for different area. If you have any queries regarding this or questions regarding OSPF router ID, just give a comment. That's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time.